Where does it all go down? Where can I go in this town? Where do all the boys hang around? At the Automotive Cigar Lounge. Yeah.
Welcome to Automotive Cigar Lounge. I'm Chuck, also known as Blue, and you're cigaring with Chuck. Today we have with us Mr. Jonathan Smith of Smith Automotive Solutions.
That's right. That's right. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you can make it today. I know you're busy, but cigaring with Chuck, you know, that's pretty important thing these days.
That's the most important, yeah.
You get to smoke a cigar.
That's right.
What are we smoking today?
Looks like today we're going to try this La Madrina Natural Corona Gorda.
Now, La Madrina is by Dapper Cigars, which is out of California. We did one of their cigars before. A fairly not new company, but they're to the East Coast. A lot of their stuff is on the West Coast.
That's right.
And, well, we got them here from a favor of a rep that I know. And these cigars right here are pretty good, according to you.
They're excellent cigars. I've actually been smoking them for a little while now, and they're really hard to find. So just the fact that you can get these at your store is pretty cool. One of the few places that I know where you can actually purchase this cigar outside of the internet.
Whoa.
And then when you go on the internet, they're always out of stock. So that should tell you a little something about the quality of the cigar.
But we got them here at Automotive Cigar Lounge.
That's right. That's right.
Now, you want to use this lighter?
If you don't mind. All right, just punch it there. It's got a lot of spice to it, and a lot of pepper on the retro hell. So I don't do a lot of retro hell on this particular smoke, but it's a good consistent flavor all the way through is what I found. And,
for our new smokers, I mean, retro hell is a smoking word, but for those guys that are just getting into cigar smoking, explain to them what retro helling is.
retro hell is enjoying the flavor of the smoke to the back part of your throat and back out through your nostrils.
So
when
you're taking it in and blowing it out your nostrils.
Correct. You take it in, enjoy the flavor, and then when you breathe back out, you push it out your nostrils, and it gives you even a different piece of the flavor. So if you have a real peppery cigar, it's not necessarily wise to do that. Yeah.
This one has a Habano wrapper on it. Mexican San Andreas binder, Nicaraguan Dominican filler, and this is a 5.6 by 46, which is the
Corona Gorda size.
Corona Gorda size.
So this is the smaller size of the three sizes as far as width. They have a Robusto, which is 50 gauge, ring gauge, and then they've got the Toro, which I've not had the luxury of having one of those yet, but if I understand correctly, you're getting some of those in. So
I have some of those on order. They'll be here next week.
I'm looking forward to trying that one out.
Well, they'll be here tomorrow or next week. So when I get them, I'm gonna give you a call because I got one for you.
Okay.
Not bad. I do like this. It's not bad. Got a good draw on it. Nice smoky cigar.
Mm-hmm. What I found is they're pretty consistent all the way through. Like the flavor, a lot of cigars, you get different profiles as you smoke it. This one stays pretty much the same. It's good, solid flavor and strength, pretty much front to back.
Yeah, it got good strength, but it's not killing me right off the bat. You're not from Cleveland. Where are you originally from? You can say LJ, somewhere like that?
Yeah, I was raised in LJ. I was born in Chattanooga and I moved to LJ, Georgia, which is just a little small town in North Georgia as about 5 or 6 year old, and lived there until I was about 20, and then I moved back up here because there's really not much to do there. It's out in the sticks. No. At that time, there was not much work to do, so I decided to get into the automotive field when I was in high school. And then when I got out of school, there was nowhere to work where I lived, so you had to drive, so I wound up moving to Chattanooga so I could be closer to the automotive dealers, and I wound up going to work at a Honda dealer, and I've worked on Hondas for a long time. About 18 years, actually.
So the automotive thing, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Started out with Honda. Is that in Chattanooga?
I actually started a dealership in Dalton
No.
when I was 20 years old. Worked my way up through the ranks. I'd gone to school for it, so I already had technical knowledge, but it doesn't do you a lot of good till you actually put your hands on some cars. But
Like everything else.
worked at the Honda dealer in Dalton for about 4 years, and then I worked for Toyota for a little while, and then I worked for Ford for a few months, and then I moved to Cleveland, went to work for Honda of Cleveland, stayed there for 12 years. I was the first Honda master technician in the state of Tennessee, one of the first 50 in the country when Honda first started doing their master technician status.
Trailblazer.
That's right. I believe in staying on top of my game. I hurt myself back in 2000 in a skydiving accident of all things. I hurt my back really bad. I couldn't do a lot. I couldn't lift things anymore. It was very difficult to do my job. And my doctor wanted to do surgery. I was pretty much against that at that time because I was a young man and I knew that would have long-lasting, bad effect on me. So he said, well, you need to change your occupation. So I thought, well, I'll open up a shop, maybe in a couple of years I can be in the office and out of the shop. And it's actually worked out really well.
Sounds good. You got to quit trying to be a bird. Wasn't meant to fly.
I sure enjoyed flying when I did. It was a lot of fun. But you definitely have to be careful.
You lived a little bit.
I've done a lot of things in my life. God's been good to me.
So there's no need for me to ask one of those questions of what's something interesting about you that we didn't know and you just told me. Skydiving.
Yeah, the first plane I flew in, I jumped out of it.
That's some guts there.
Yeah, the first time I ever flew, I jumped out of that plane. I've got 80 jumps in before I got hurt.
Whoa. So you just jumping for the fun? You weren't in the military or anything like that?
No, it was more of a hobby. I went with my wife just for fun. A lot of people go and do a jump, just to say they did it, and I was hooked immediately. So I went right back and got certified and got all the gear and everything over probably about a year period. And then once you get certified, then you can go jump all you want to, And so I worked with some military folks on, technical stuff, how to do it better and safer, and got jumps with a dozen people at one time, where everybody's all together. It's just a lot of fun things you can do in that sport.
Sound like a lot of fun. Must sound a little scary too. You never know about the folks until you ask them, right?
Once you get past the fear part of it, it's just you, and you're so focused, and you're thinking. You only have a minute of free fall on a regular skydive, but there's so many things that you have to prepare for before you hit the ground. So, it's just a serene experience to get that rush of falling 100 miles an hour for a minute, and then all of a sudden your chute opens and then it's just calm and quiet. It's just nothing like it.
And then you have to hit the ground.
Yeah, then you have to hit the ground safely.
What got you into cigars?
Actually, a couple of friends of mine that are in a business networking group that I'm in invited me out one night. It's back in 2014, and I'd had like Swisher Sweets and stuff, and they're like, "Oh no, that's not a real cigar," So I went to a local place here, and they had the first cigar I had was actually really good. Cigars. It was a Tatuaje TAA, which is...
Remember those?
Yeah, they only come out once a year, and then only certain places can get them.
Right.
I have to be a member of that group, and of course I knew nothing about this at the time, but that cigar it blew me away. I couldn't believe what I had been missing out on all this year, so I kind of got spoiled on the front end.
It's quite a difference from a Black and Mild to one of those.
Yeah.
And we do carry Tatuaje here also.
Yeah, you got some really good tats in there.
I have a question for you. What's the most expensive cigar you ever smoked?
Probably the hammer, the Padron hammer. It's about a $80 stick. My wife gets me one every year for my birthday.
You enjoy it?
I do enjoy it. Well, actually, I let it sit for a year, and then the next year she gets me another one. I smoked one from last year, and it's a tradition. I've been doing that for a few years now.
So you got a system.
Yep, that's the only time I don't spend that kind of money on a cigar.
We've been cigaring with Jonathan Smith of Smith Automotive Solutions. Thank you, Jonathan, for coming in.
Chuck, I really appreciate you having me out. This has been a pleasure. It really has.
You've been cigaring with Chuck Swofford, also known as Blue. And we're smoking today, which is, the cigar's still good, by Dapper Cigars, the La Madrina.
Corona Gorda.
How do you say it?
Corona Gorda Naturals. The natural
The
version.
natural. And we come up with a new system. You know, my business partner is Abu Swofford, who's part owner of Oakwood Cigar Lounge. So we do Abu systems 1 to 5. On this cigar, how many Abus would you give it?
I would give this 4 Abus.
4 Abus. You heard it. 4 Abus.
4
Hey,
Abus.
Come and see us at Oakwood Cigar Lounge, Cleveland, Tennessee, downtown, historic downtown, Cleveland, Tennessee, at 246 North Ocoee Street. You can find us on Facebook, ocoeecigars.com, that's with an S at the end, or on YouTube.